What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Homie Don. We live here on the Rip the Mic show with a special guest today, my man 2K Baby. What's going on, brother?
What's poppin', bro?
Man, coolin'.
Man. Appreciate you having me.
Most definitely, we appreciate you coming through. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from and how you got started in the music game, bro?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, born and raised. I started making music. I was like 14. So basically, like my partners at the time, my two closest friends at the time, we was 14. They had got locked up, just dumb shit. Niggas only do dumb shit with kids. So boom, they got locked up. I waited probably like 3-4 months, and then I got word that they was getting sent, to camp. You know how they do it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Just depending on what you do as a juvenile.
Right.
You either sit in JCYC, and that's what we call it, juvenile jail. You either sit in JCYC or they send you up the road to camp or some shit like that. Boom. So yeah, I got word they going up. But I got word one of my partners was going to camp, and then my other partner was supposed to stay at JCYC for a couple years. So I'm like, damn, like my brody's just gone, and like it might sound dumb, but like at the time, as a 14-year-old, it made sense to me. But I'm thinking like I ain't want to feel like niggas was just out here doing what we was doing for no reason. You know what I mean? So I started rapping just to really make sure my partners had a legacy. You know what I mean? It was during the time when the Chicago drill was taking over. So, I'm listening to other artists, shout out they homies and shit like that. So it really wasn't even about me. I started rapping really just to say free my niggas,
Right.
to be honest.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like everything I said on the beat, I enjoyed making it, but I was just looking forward to saying free my niggas and, letting people know their story and what they had going on. And
What was the first little joint where you got like some motion with it, where you was like, yo, I can really do this shit?
My first, where I started getting some motion like that, it was called Southside Story. It was a Lil Herb remix. It was a G Herbo remix. He from the, I'm assuming just from, what I know, music and shit. He from the east side of Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So he had a song called East Side Story. So I did a remix to that beat called the Southside Story. Shot it in the hood, shot it at Wyandotte Park. And then...
That's in Louisville?
Yeah, it's in Louisville.
Okay.
South side of Louisville. Shot at Wyandotte Park. And then that video was literally, I posted that video, dropped it next day. Shit was going crazy. Like a day later, I posted on Instagram, I'm getting 500 likes, And, back then in Louisville, you get 500 likes, you famous, like you pop,
Yeah.
So literally, a few days later, we me and my big bro put together a show at the skate ring in our hood. Me and Slick, it ain't there no more, but threw a show at the me and Slick, $12 a ticket, sold out. Had the whole city there.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my partners, we 10 niggas deep on top of the air hockey table.
Right.
Performing. So that's what I was like, damn, like
you could really do this.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I ain't start making music. I just told y'all I ain't start making music for no notoriety or for the fame or for no attention. I really started making music for my partners, like for their name and their legacy, but turning what it turned into.
So what's some of your what's some of the highlights of your career right now as far as what you've been doing with your music career?
Highlights of my career?
Yeah.
I definitely say like being able to do for like my family and shit like that. Like first thing I did when I got my money, I signed a deal. I called my granny. I spent my last like little year or two of high school with her.
Mm-hmm.
Called her, and I was like, man, where you want to move? Where you want to go? Any apartment complex or any house? I don't care what it is. Pick it out. She picked out like this complex for like elderly people. My granny, she's sick and she old, so she picked out a little complex for elderly people that's dealing with health issues and shit. It's all catered around them.
Right.
Literally, the apartment complex got like less than 10 tenants. And it's only designed for less than 10 tenants. It's not like they got a bunch of empty units.
For sure.
So I put it in there. And that shit.
That's the gratifying shit of that. Seeing some like a reward for your hard work that you put in.
Yeah. Being able to take care of my siblings and my brothers and sisters, when they need something, being able to come through for them, being able to do for my mama, being able to do for all my partners, I done brought so many of my niggas home and, it's a lot of shit.
What's some of the downside of this shit for like another artist that's trying to reach maybe your level or higher? What's some of the downfalls?
There's been a lot of bumps in the road. I try not to focus too much on the negativity and shit like that, because regardless of what you're doing, whether you're in a music career or any other business, life in general is gonna come with downs and shit like
Yeah.
that. But as far as like the downside of the music shit, if I had to say something, I'd probably just say the internet. Like I hate the internet.
Yeah.
I don't like
It's like a necessary evil, you think?
I feel like the internet just like they love derogatory shit. It's just so
Mm-hmm.
much more energy given toward derogatory things. Like, you know, a nigga fall and bust his ass. They love to see you fall and take a hit, but let a nigga go do something good or some good shit. They
Yeah.
don't pay too much attention to that type of shit.
Word.
So I don't like that shit like that.
Word. What's some of your inspiration with your music? You know, is there anything anybody that inspired you, or where do you get your inspiration to do your music?
Well, I'll be one. Like I told you, I started rapping at 14. I was like rapping. You know what I mean? The whole like little singing melodic shit I be doing, that shit didn't come about till I was 18, fresh 18. I turned 18 a month later. I got arrested for like some little bullshit, little gun and some weed or whatever. So boom, I get out the county a few days later. They ripped out my radio and like ripped my seats up because you know when they trying to find some shit for real. So I ain't have no radio or nothing. I had an Infinity G35 2006, all white. I remember boom, got out, had my peoples pick me up from county, take me to the impound, got my car at the impound, I'm in the car, ain't got no radio. And at that time, that's when that Cowboy Envy Me was blowing up.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm with the mom, what you thinking? So literally, like, I'm in the car, I ain't got no radio, so I'm just singing the Envy Me song. And then I just kind of just kept, you know, fucking with my voice a little bit. I just started singing. I bust my first note then. Like I ain't never busted a note my whole life. Like everybody gonna tell you. I was singing, walking around the house, in the shower, in church, or none of that shit. Like I was smoking Black and Milds since 13. So that singing shit just came. Like, you know, I say, you know, boom. I guess I can say that inspiration, the idea of thinking of trying to sing just kind of came from, you know, the cowboy shit that was going on.
Word. Shout out to Cowboy.
Yeah, shout out to Cowboy. That's my dog. We got some music too.
So, what you got? What you got in the works right now, man? What we can expect from you in the near future, or what you working on right now?
Consistency. Since I've been in the industry, you know, like everybody know, I kind of just be like, I pop out and I disappear, and I pop out and disappear. So, you know,
Is there any reasons behind that? Is there a certain reason that you pop out, disappear? Is that just how you plan it?
Nah, I don't plan it. I'll be 100. I ain't got no shame in admitting, like, bro, like, you know, I be going through shit, you know. Sometimes life be knocking me on my ass, you know, and shit. I'm just too much of a real nigga to, like, fake certain shit.
Right.
So, like, when I got shit going on, bro, it'd be hard for me to, like, you know, hop in front of a camera for some content or whatever the case may be. And, you know, bullshit to everybody else, like, everything all right.
Right.
That, you know. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I don't want to spread, you know, when I'm down and shit, I'm trying to spread that.
Right. Put that energy out. Yeah.
So when I got real shit going on, you know, the internet, that's always gonna be there. It's not going there no time soon. When I got real shit going on and I'm not on the internet, I'm in real life handling what I got going on.
Right.
You know, sometimes, you know, it be periods I'm just working on my mental health or I'm just working on building my relationship with my family more, or just working on my relationship with God.
So music ain't really an outlet for you, as far as like when you going through, like some artists that when they go through shit, they run to the music. Is you kind of run away from the music until you get into like a clear space before you start focusing on music again, or?
I mean, I love making music, so you know, there's sometimes when I'm in my darkest times, you know, going to the studio and record, it helps for sure. But like I said, I don't do it for the notoriety.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like thinking, oh, I gotta put this out. But I might be thinking about the internet, bro.
Yeah.
I might be thinking about being seen. I ain't thinking about that shit. Yeah. So.
Any projects, anything you dropping right now? No, we just got to rip the mic done with the All Whites.
All Whites. I just put out All Whites about a week ago. I dropped another song called This Year's Mine back in January, you know, just to set the tone for the year. You know, let motherfuckers know. And also just to, you know, motivate other people. This year is yours as well. So I put out an album at the end of last year, like September, August. put out an album called Second Quarter. I really feel like that's probably my best body of work of music since I've been in the industry. When I was creating that album, I was really creating that album to cater to my core fans, my diehard fans, the ones that fell in love with O Streets 2K Baby. So, but after I dropped the album, you know, I lost my father a few years ago.
Damn.
I lost him in October. So when I had dropped the album, August, September, you know, that following month was that month for me. So instead of dropping the album and going hard with promoting and content and marketing and doing press runs here and there like I should have been, and I dropped the album, and then the next few months, you know, it's always a hard time for me, bro.
Right.
So I kind of like just kind of disappeared. So a lot of people probably ain't even know that I put the album out or
Right.
that shit because I ain't marketed. But
This
this year I just plan on being consistent, bro. Even if I'm not present on the internet and doing good,
Still working behind the scenes.
Yeah, but even beyond that, because I'm always working behind the scenes, I want to, this year, I want to consistently put out music regardless of what I got going on.
Right.
So even if I'm not posting on socials and shit like that, I still want to be putting out music on DSP, Spotify, Apple Music, shit like that.
For sure.
So I'm just trying to stay consistent, release these singles, put out another album this year. It'll either be Halftime or it's going to be Scared to Love 2.
Most definitely.
Or it might be my third album, Better Off Alone. Got a lot of different projects I'm working on.
Most definitely.
Every project is, you know, it's got a theme and certain music I want on certain messages, you know.
Word. Well, you definitely got our support here at Rip the Mic Show, man. We appreciate you coming out. Yeah. Hey, tell everybody where they can find you at, where they can follow you at.
2K Baby. Everything's 2K Baby. Except for my PlayStation account. It's who is 2K Baby.
Okay.
But TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, everything. Twitch. It's 2K Baby, man.
2K.
I appreciate y'all having me, bro.
Most definitely, man. We love it.
Yeah, man. Y'all got my support as well, man.
For sure.
Mike definitely got 2K Baby behind him, man.
For sure. We appreciate that.
Else, you hear me?
Most definitely. Until the next time, it's Big Homie Doe. We live on the Rip the Mic Show. It's 2K Baby. And we up out this bitch.
Okay.
Good shit.